I trusted her for years until one word from my son exposed everything.
It all started the moment my wife, Karen, told me I was being too emotional. That was her response when I said something felt off with the kids' behavior. They were avoiding me, whispering when I was around, and clinging to her like I was a complete stranger. I asked if she'd said something to them about me. She just rolled her eyes and told me I was imagining things, but a father knows. You just feel it when something is wrong with your kids. One night, our oldest, our son, accidentally called me by another man's name. He froze instantly, knowing he'd slipped up. My heart stopped. I asked him who that was, who that name belonged to. He just mumbled that he didn't know and ran to his room. My chest tightened with a fear I didn't even want to name. I went straight to Karen and confronted her about it. She brushed it off, saying kids mix up names all the time, it's normal. But he didn't just mix up my name, he replaced it. I looked her in the eyes and asked if there was something she needed to tell me. She completely snapped, yelling that I needed therapy for my insecurity. That was the first time she'd ever said something so cruel, so personal. That night I just lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how long she had been slipping away from me, how long I'd been living in a lie. The next day I took the kids to the park. While they were playing and laughing, I gently swabbed their cheeks, pretending I was just wiping away some ice cream. I can't tell you how much I hated myself in that moment, but I hated the crushing doubt even more. I sent the samples off for a DNA test, just praying that I was wrong, that I was just being paranoid. 2 weeks later, a thick envelope arrived in the mail. My hands trembled so much I could barely open it. My vision blurred as I read the words on the page. Not one of our 3 children was biologically mine. 3 kids I had raised, loved with all my heart, and protected. None of them were mine. I couldn't breathe. It felt like my entire world, everything I had built, just collapsed into dust. That night, Karen saw the papers sitting on the kitchen table. She looked at them so calmly, almost like she had been expecting this moment all along. Her first words to me were, "Don't be dramatic. You're still there, Dad?" I just stared at her, this woman I thought I knew, and she was a complete stranger. She finally admitted it. She'd been seeing someone else for years. She told me he made her feel alive. She said I was comfortable but not exciting. She had the nerve to talk about excitement while she was destroying our entire family. I asked her who the father was. She told me it wasn't my business. My voice cracked as I told her everything was my business. She had involved me in this monumental lie without my permission. Then she said something that stabbed me deeper than any truth. She told me I should be grateful she stayed with me at all. I just walked out of the house right then and there, before I did something I would regret. I sat in my truck, shaking, just trying to catch my breath. And that's when her mother called me. She said Karen had called her, complaining that I was overreacting again. I didn't hold back. I told her mother the truth about everything. The line went silent for almost a full minute. Then she said, "I warned her. I warned her this would come back to haunt her." I went back home feeling strangely calm, almost too calm. Karen was in the kitchen acting like nothing had happened, like it was just another Tuesday. I looked at her and said I wasn't staying in a marriage built on years of betrayal. She just shrugged and said she figured this day would come eventually. That casual indifference, that lack of any remorse, hurt more than the affair itself. I packed a small bag and walked out. She didn't chase me. She didn't cry. She didn't even try to fix anything. She just watched me go, as if losing me was just a minor inconvenience, not a tragedy. The very next day I contacted a lawyer. He told me the situation was messy, but we could win. I told him I wanted a full legal separation and immediate paternity disestablishment. He just nodded, understanding the raw pain behind my words. Karen called me that evening, her voice calm and collected, as if she was trying to manage a difficult employee. She accused me of destroying the kids' lives. I told her she destroyed everything the moment she decided to lie about who their father was. She hung up. 2 days later, the truth had ripped through our entire family. Some relatives blamed her, of course, but some actually blamed me for walking away, for not thinking of the children. None of them knew the full story, the depth of the betrayal. Only I knew how deeply she had cut me. A week later, Karen texted me. She said the biological father wanted nothing to do with the kids. And then she had the audacity to ask if I could step up like a real man. I actually laughed out loud. A bitter, hollow sound. The twisted logic was unbelievable. I told her that stepping up doesn't mean being played for a fool for the rest of my life. She tried everything. She tried guilt. She tried anger. She even tried some fake, half-hearted apologies. But nothing worked. I had grown completely numb to her voice and her manipulation. When the divorce hearing finally came, she sat there trembling. The judge asked if I wished to continue the marriage. Without a single moment of hesitation, I said, no. That's when Karen broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. But her tears came months too late. They were for her, not for us. After the hearing, she asked if we could talk privately. I only agreed because I needed closure for myself. She told me she never stopped loving me. I looked at her and said, love without loyalty is worthless. She begged me for one last chance. I told her I wasn't a backup plan. She said the kids miss me. I said I missed the life I thought I had, the family I thought was mine. But lies don't deserve loyalty. I walked away from her that day feeling lighter than I had in years. The pain was still there, a dull ache in my chest, but the taste of freedom was so much stronger. I didn't get revenge by screaming or fighting. I got my revenge by choosing myself. Because sometimes the cleanest, most powerful revenge is simply not returning to the place that broke you. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.